I gave her everything, but she still chose him over me. I don't know what hurts more, the fact that I saw the signs and ignored them, or the fact that I still miss her. Her name was Mira. Beautiful, smart, the kind of woman that walks into a room and makes everything stop. I met her during my final year at university. I was this quiet, ambitious guy with a part-time job and a dream. She was chaos wrapped in silk. And I loved every second of it. She wasn't mine at first. She had this on again, off again situation with a guy named Depo. The type of guy who treated her like a toy he could put on a shelf and pick up whenever he pleased. But somehow, she always found her way back to him. Until one day, she didn't. She called me crying. He had cheated again. Lied again. Left her shattered again. I told her she deserved better. I told her I would treat her like a queen. And I did. God knows I did. I paid her rent when she lost her job. I cooked for her. Took her to all her hospital appointments. When her mom fell ill, I gave her half of my savings so she could travel home. She told me she loved me. That she was done with Depo for good. She said I made her feel safe. Like home. I believed her. I started planning our future. I even bought a ring. I watched as Mira grew more distant. At first, it was small things, the way she stopped telling me about her day, the way she no longer seemed interested in our late-night talks. But as time went on, those small things snowballed into something unrecognizable. Her laughs were fewer. Her smiles, rarer. The warmth in her eyes gone. And it hurt. But I didn't want to believe it. I refused to see it at first, chalking it up to stress or work or maybe something going on in her life that I wasn't privy to. But then came the day when I caught her lying to me. It was subtle, just a slip of the tongue, a missed call she tried to hide, a name she didn't want me to hear. I should have asked questions. I should have confronted her right then and there. But instead, I chose silence. I watched. I waited. I told myself it was nothing. But deep down, I knew. Then last Christmas, I caught her. Not by accident. Something in me just knew. She said she was going to visit her cousin. I drove past a hotel on my way to see a friend, and there she was. Stepping out of the lobby with Depo. Laughing. Wearing the necklace I gave her for our anniversary. She didn't even look guilty when she saw me. Just annoyed. She didn't chase me. Didn't call. I was the one who sent a long message the next day asking why. Begging for the truth. She said I was too good for her. That she needed someone who excited her. That she never really stopped loving him. I blocked her after that. But it's been 8 months now, and not a single day has passed without me thinking. Why wasn't I enough? Now she's texting again. Saying she made a mistake. That Depo left her again. That she misses me. But I'm not who I used to be. I want to say I've moved on. I want to say I've healed. But truth is, I haven't. When her message popped up on my screen, I stared at it for a long time. Hey stranger. I've been thinking about you. I miss you. Can we talk? I didn't know whether to laugh or cry. For months, I checked my phone obsessively. Waiting for her to realize what she lost. Hoping foolishly that she'd come back. And now that she had, I didn't feel relief. I felt rage. I typed a reply. Now you miss me. Then deleted it. Then I typed. You chose him. Deleted that too. Eventually, I said nothing. But silence didn't stop her. 2 days later, she sent another message. A picture of the bracelet I bought her for her birthday. Still wear this every day. I wanted to scream. This was the same girl who once told me I made her feel safe. Now she wanted safety again, because chaos had spat her out like it always does. But I wasn't her backup plan. Not anymore. That weekend, I ran into one of her friends at a mutual hangout. I tried to act cool. But she looked at me with pity. "Depo's out of the picture," she said. "Left her for someone younger. Myra's been a mess." I just nodded. "She talks about you, you know," she added. "Says you're the one that got away." No. I wasn't the one that got away. I was the one she threw away. But that's the thing with people like Mira. They don't love you. They love the way you love them. And when someone else comes along with shinier distractions, they're gone until life humbles them enough to look back. I was that, look back. She didn't want me. She wanted my stability. My patience. My forgiveness. But all I had left was regret. She showed up at my door on a Thursday afternoon. No warning. No call. Just there. Standing in the same yellow dress I once told her was my favorite. Hair pulled back. Eyes tired. Smile weak. "Hi," she said. I stood in the doorway, heart racing but face blank. I didn't know whether to shut the door or let her explain. "I just want to talk," she whispered. "Please." Against my better judgment, I stepped aside. She walked in like a stranger, cautious, like she didn't belong anymore. Because she didn't. I offered her water. She declined. Then came the silence. It was heavy. Thick. Full of things we didn't say. Until finally, she broke. I made the biggest mistake of my life. I said nothing. I thought he was what I wanted. I thought I was chasing something more. But Depo just made me feel wanted for a moment. You made me feel whole. I clenched my jaw. You broke me, Mira. I know, she whispered. I didn't come here to win you back. I can't live with what I did. I needed to say sorry. Truly. The apology should have healed me. But instead, it made me ache. Because the truth is I still loved her. Even after everything. But loving her didn't mean I had to let her in. I accept your apology, I finally said. But closure isn't always a conversation. Sometimes it's silence. Sometimes it's me choosing peace over pain. She nodded. Eyes full of tears. I just wanted to be honest. I miss you. I looked at her and said, calmly, I don't miss who I became when I was trying to keep you. She left quietly after that. No hugs. No promises. Just the echo of what could have been, fading behind her footsteps. A few weeks after Myra's visit, I got a message from an unknown number. You don't know me, but I think you deserve the truth. Attached was a voice note. My hands trembled as I hit play. Depo's voice. Laughing. She was easy. I never wanted her like that. It was just a game. I didn't think she'd actually leave him. Another voice, his friend, maybe, chimed in. You ruined her, man. And he replied, she ruined herself. Women like that. They're never satisfied. Always think the grass is greener. My chest tightened. The air around me felt cold. So this was it. The confirmation. Mira wasn't just reckless. She was played. I didn't feel vindicated. I felt numb. Later that night, I saw her post online just a simple quote. You never really know someone until you watch how they handle your absence. It got hundreds of likes. Sympathy in the comments. But I couldn't bring myself to feel sorry for her. Not after what she did. She made a choice. And choices come with consequences. I thought about sending her the voice note. I didn't. Not because I wanted to protect her. but because I'd finally stopped caring about what she did. Or what she felt. The man I used to be would have been obsessed with getting closure, proving a point, exposing the lie. But the man I was now, he just wanted peace. And that was louder than any revenge. Months passed. I stopped counting how long it had been since I last saw Mira. Life didn't exactly bloom overnight, but it did grow quietly, steadily. I took up therapy. Started journaling. Picked up running. I didn't chase healing. I let it come to me, piece by piece. Then one morning, I got a knock at my door. It was her. Mira stood there in a plain hoodie, no makeup, eyes swollen like she hadn't slept in days. She looked human. Not the shining star who had walked away from our home like I never mattered. "I don't know if you'll let me talk," she said, voice shaking. But I needed to try. I didn't move. Just let the silence stretch. "I was stupid," she continued. "I thought I was chasing happiness, but I was just running from myself. And I took it out on you. I ruined the best thing that ever happened to me." Tears rolled down her cheeks. "I'm not here to ask for another chance," she added quickly. "I know I don't deserve it. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry." And for the first time since it all fell apart, I believed her. But forgiveness isn't always about who asks. Sometimes it's about who's ready to give it. "I forgive you," I said. "But that doesn't mean we can go back." She nodded slowly, biting her lip like she expected it. "You deserve peace, Mira. But I deserve it too. And we can't find it together anymore." She cried harder, but this time, it wasn't my burden. She left without a fight. And I stood there, heart steady for the first time in years. It's been 2 years since that final knock at my door. 2 years since Mira stood outside, broken and remorseful, asking for nothing but forgiveness. And you know what? I did forgive her. Not because I'm some saint. Not because it was easy. But because holding on to bitterness felt like drinking poison and hoping she'd die from it. Still, forgiving her didn't stitch me back together. I see them sometimes, her and Josh. Yeah, she didn't stay gone for long. They got married. I heard they even bought a house in Lecky, not far from the estate we once dreamed of living in together. I wonder if he makes her laugh like I used to. If he notices the freckle on her left shoulder or how she snorts when she laughs too hard. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Sometimes, late at night, I still catch myself drafting unsent messages. "Do you think of me? Did you ever love me, really? Was I just convenient?" But I never send them. Because deep down, I know her answer. She made her choice. And it wasn't me. I gave her everything, my heart, my trust, my future. And still, she chose him. Now I sit here, in this quiet apartment filled with books and silence, replaying the what-ifs and should-haves like a broken record. Regret doesn't scream. It whispers. In the photos I deleted but can't forget. In the scent of jasmine that still reminds me of her. In the laughter of couples passing by my window. I wish I could say I moved on. But the truth is, she left. And I'm the one who never really came back.